All ready? Coach, just tell us about your summer a little bit, and then introduce the players, if you would.
Yeah, we had a great summer. Pretty on par with what we normally do. Getting after it with team camp. We went to Tech this year again. Took 70-something kids. They had a great off season as far as the weight room and speed and agility and stuff like that. And as Coach Mahelish mentioned, we had a big jamboree scrimmage in East Helena with 8 teams. So very fun, good opportunity for us to get reps, especially see some AA schools and stuff like that. So I felt really good about our summer. A lot of kids there. So with us we have Declan Turner. He's a O-line linebacker. He's going to be a senior. Former running back, moved to guard. Hagen Paddock. He's a receiver, kind of do it all on offense this year, and one of our safeties. He's got 2 offers, Carroll and Dickinson. And then Titan Sebestyen, he's a O-line, D-line. He's going to be a junior. Started 19 games for us as a tackle so far, going into his junior year. So, excited about these 3 guys here with us.
This will be your 5th varsity season, is that correct?
Yep.
Just talk about the progression. Obviously, you guys have won more games than the previous year, all 4 years. Just talk about the progression you've seen in this program as head coach.
Yeah, definitely from the first year and where we're at now is obviously a vast difference. And it takes all these guys putting their time in, and also understanding what it takes to be a varsity program. I think we're past that hump, but the progression definitely is exciting. These 2 guys have seen it. They were freshmen the 2nd year, so when we had all seniors, I believe. I think the next step for us is kind of get over that next hump of, let's get over the middle of the road. And move to, can we be great instead of good? So, and I think we're all focused on that.
Big question, obviously, is who's your quarterback going to be this year? I'm sure you've thought about it, but just tell us your thoughts about that a little bit as the season starts.
Yeah, we have 2 juniors that were competing for the job, Barrick Schumann and Chase Hager. Right now, Barrick's kind of got the upper hand, but we're still making that decision as we go through. Hopefully by next Friday at the scrimmage we'll know. Right now Barrick Schumann is he's the front runner for that.
Hagen, talk about obviously your senior season. What are you most excited about this year? What are you looking forward to?
There's been so much work that's been put into this year, and really, I'm just excited to be out there, have a chance to play and really reach new heights. We had a winning season last year. That's last year. Now we're on to a new one.
What does that taste of the playoffs? How hungry does that make you for tasting it again or getting back there again?
Real hungry, I'm sure everybody wants to get back in it, especially with the loss. We want another second chance, and obviously, once you reach the playoffs, there's only one more place to go, which is state championship.
Sure. Obviously, you had over 1,100 all-purpose yards. Your coach said you're going to kind of be a do-everything guy offensively. Just talk about maybe your offensive role specifically as you kind of see it as the season. Where you expect to be and kind of the role you expect to fill for this team.
I'll probably jump around a lot, just wherever, probably outside receiver, slot, and then some running back too, just jump around all over the field.
Your coach said you had a couple offers. How exciting is senior recruitment pickup like that?
It's pretty awesome, just to have an opportunity to play at the next level.
Sure. Ty, all conference last year. How do you build upon that season? Maybe get better. Maybe get all state this year on the line.
Well, you got to take that. You got to take that all conference selection. You got to take it. You got to want to be hungry for the all state selection. You got to use that as fire to really drive that hunger for the all state selection.
Sure. What made? Obviously, you guys had a couple good running backs last year. Hayden Wright being one of them. What made you guys successful as an O-line, and how do you build upon that this year?
Well, that O-line group just really close. We'll spend a lot of time together, doing everything together. That really is our keys. We're close. We know each other well. We practice together well. We just flow together well, and that's really our key.
Declan, I guess kind of similar question. You're obviously part of that group. How do you see that group kind of coming together and building off last year?
Yeah, we're a big group of brothers there. We've been together for, oh Lord, I don't know how many years now. We just spend all of our time together and we get along real good. And it's a great group up front for sure. And we hope to help any running back, any quarterback situation we have, and help everybody out on the team.
I got a couple. Coach, start with you. I remember walking on that field when you were in your first year and you had talked about the vision and the pillars and the philosophy of the program, and you've worked with that and you've laid that foundation. The expectation's always been there, but the belief in the program, especially from your players, obviously you took that big leap last year, and you talked a little bit about it a moment ago about taking the next step. Can you just talk about the journey where you've gotten to and how that belief continues to grow and how your program continues to stack and stack and stack?
Yeah, well, I think the most challenging part is where we're at right now. Building a new program, that's very challenging itself. But once you lay the foundation, things kind of start moving on their own. These guys are starting to say the things we want them to say. They know the expectation, all the work that it takes to get to where we are now. I think the most challenging days we have are right ahead of us, because going from good to great, that's the hardest part. Because anybody can show up. That's kind of we're past that expectation of attendance and working hard. Now let's be great and be elite and really, it's not an attitude or effort thing anymore. It's a compete every day at practice and that sort of thing. So.
Your senior class last year, very talented, but it wasn't the largest in numbers class. I mean, you got Jack, and you had Hagen, and you had Slade, and you had some really good players that have moved on. But this junior class that's now your senior class, big group, and it keeps growing beyond that. Talk about, you've got some maybe guys that people don't know about yet, but are really talented guys ready to step into those roles.
Yeah, for sure. Another really good class, great kids. I'm really excited. This will be one of my, I think it's one of our better groups of kids overall, just as far as they show up with a great attitude, they give great effort every day. But the senior group, there's a lot of quality in there. Obviously these two guys, Cooper Diggins, Caden Cone, DeAndre, Talon Thatcher, there's a lot of kids in there that have put a lot of reps in for us and that are good leaders. They show up, they do the right thing. So.
And just to the players, and you guys can go down, Declan, we'll start with you, but if you all answer this question, again, as I was talking with Coach, that expectation, because when you came in as freshmen, things were still rough. As far as you were still laying that foundation. And just talk about the mental aspect going into, not even last season, but going into the season, your senior year, how confident you are, the belief you have in your brothers as you can take that next step together.
Yeah, well, I believe in all my brothers, and I think we can all be great football players and we be a great team. And last year was great, but we're on to next year for sure. We got to have high expectations for ourselves, and we have to be hungry. Nothing is given to us. Everything has to be worked for, and everything has to be fought for. So that's how I feel. I think we can be a great football team. We just have to put in that work and effort for it.
If you want to go into it.
Definitely, I agree with what Declan said. We've pretty much been through it all. We've lost 63-0 and we've beat teams 63-0. When you've been through all the ups and downs, you know what to expect, and now it's just about putting in the work, putting your nose to the grindstone.
Yeah, I'm really big on that it's just going to be our hunger. Last year we just got to leave last year and just build on that, build on the teams of the past and what they did for us, and just stay hungry for the years to come.
Coach, I'm wondering, the Class A's looking totally different this year in terms of realignment, and you're in the Central this season. What are your thoughts on that as an opportunity, and how does that maybe change things for you in terms of playoff picture or schedule?
Class A realignment is, I think it's a good thing for Class A football. It makes sense. We get 3 non-conference games to start the year and a 4th if we want it, and everybody has a common bye on week 4. We filled ours with Lockwood to keep that game going. I think it's a good thing overall. I would say the Central, I'm not going to say it's the toughest, but it's probably one of the toughest with, there's 3 semifinal teams from last year in there, and then us, Park, and Browning. So tough one for us as far as, we got to find a way to win some football games, but it does give us opportunity to play some non-conference games to start the year and not have a deciding game week 1 like we have in the past. Last year we played at Fergus week 1 and end up losing there, and that kind of changes the picture. You know what I mean? So we get some time to figure some things out, like the quarterback situation and some of our defensive backfield and stuff like that. So.
I think I might look to Ty on this one. You were a pretty integral part of that defense last year, as I recall. And what's going to be the key to defensive success for your team this year?
Yeah, so the defensive success is just going to be guys that are going to step up and fill roles. Obviously, we have guys from the past that are gone now, and these new guys that are going to come in and fill these roles are going to be big parts of this, stepping up. Yeah, it's just going to be big on guys stepping up to these new positions that they're going to have to fill.
Coach Murray, one more for you. You always have somewhat of a theme to the season. What's that this year?
Yeah, so this year is so what, now what? A little bit of based on last year. Yeah, we made the playoffs and that was cool, but so what? And we should be real proud of that, but realistically, we didn't really achieve very much. You know, what does that get you? Good job, you made the playoffs, kind of, you know. Don't get me wrong, we're proud of it, and East Helena and the community should be proud that we did that, but that's last year. So, and then also just, I think this year's going to be big on, you know, whether it's one play or a quarter or a week, right? Move on, that's done. The only thing that matters is what's in front of you, where your feet are. So that's kind of why our motto is, so what, now what?
Like make an offensive line a pillar of this program, I guess.
Yeah, I love it. I love having that pressure on us, and I believe that we are a real good offensive line. We have guys that can fill in those gaps, and we have a good upcoming group still too. Even the young guys that will fill in with us after I head out after our senior season, and we got a great junior group coming up. And we have some new guys playing in some new skill positions, but I trust them to do their jobs, and we'll do our jobs, and we'll be great.
Coach, who's maybe a young player that maybe we've not seen before that you see maybe making an impact this year?
Yeah, boy, there's a lot of them. Ty's class, that sophomore crew, started with 40, and then I think we're at 25, 27, somewhere in there. Yeah, there's a few, obviously, we lost some of the key guys last year. It's going to be kind of a committee to fill in. You know, there's a lot of competition still out there. Obviously, the quarterback, Barrick Schumi, he's going to be a junior. And the Hager twins, they're good athletes as well. But yeah, we're really excited about that. They're going to be junior class, just filling in. I think they'll do the majority of filling in those spots. And then these seniors, they've been playing since they were freshmen and sophomores. So yeah, we're excited about the whole crew, honestly. You know, there's good crew.
What makes Hagen so special? Obviously, he had almost 100 tackle season last year, a lot of yards. Just talk about what makes him so special as a player.
Yeah, obviously he's talented, but it goes beyond that. He works hard. He's a great leader. Kids call him Coach Hagen at practice because he'll get these guys fired up for practice or a game or anything like that, and he'll grab a guy and tell him he needs to play better or even be, you know, gentle at times and tell him, hey, you're okay, get it fixed, stuff like that. So I would say that obviously the leadership is huge for him, and then yeah, just playing with kind of reckless. It's fun to watch him play. I know these guys love playing with him, but as a coach, I love watching him play. He plays football the right way.
And lastly for me, what do you want to see out of your eventual starting quarterback? What qualities or what are you looking for?
Yeah, I would just say, you know, we sprint the spring and the summer, see if they could do what Jack did last year with throwing the ball, a lot of drop back stuff. We didn't run our offense. These guys coming in can probably run it a little bit more. But just taking care of the football, that's really all we ask. We didn't turn the ball over very much last year on offense, so just making good decisions and taking care of the ball.
Anything else?
Yeah, I got one for Coach and Hagen. You started off by mentioning that Hagen's got a handful of college offers. Last year you had 3 guys that committed at the next level. What does it say about the growth of this program that every year now you're turning out guys who can play at the next level?
I mean, I think that it's all on these guys. You know, it is definitely part of our program, but you know, they show up every day and work hard. Like I said, they're talented, so that's kind of step one. But they work hard and want to do it. That's a big deal as well. College football's not for the weak. I've been texting Hayden all week and kind of chatting with Jack. You know, that's a whole different deal. So I think we've told them enough of what it's like, and you know, you gotta love football to do it. So it's on them. They love it.
Hagen, anything about that, about the growth of the program, turning out some college caliber guys every year now?
Yeah, it really depends on the person, you know, like you get the right guys with the right coaches and they put out a perfect like game plan. schedule. You know, they give it all to us, and it's just about going out there and taking advantage of what they give you.